Welcome to Moments with Marianne. I'm so delighted we're spending this time here today. We have a very inspiring show coming right up with special guest, Vera Lopez. And she's here to share with us her new book, Shamanic Mysteries of Peru, The Heart of Wisdom in the High Andes. Now, Vera co-authored this book with Linda Starwolf. And many of you know Vera. She's the founder of Spirit of the Earth, a travel company which specializes in spiritual journeys to sacred sites. And she's a transformation teacher, shamanic minister, and Andes priestess who received direct initiation from shamanic elders in several traditions. So let's welcome to the show, Vera Lopez.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me here, Marianne.
What an honor it is to have you here to talk about this book. I have to ask, what inspired both you and Linda Starwolf to write this book?
What inspired me, I believe, was the 32 years leading spiritual journeys to Peru and always having my the participants of the groups asking me for a book, and they keep saying, because we sit together and I share stories because they ask for stories about experiences of past groups and what was the most impressive for me. And when I share these stories, they go, please put this in a book, And I am not a writer, but Linda Starwolf is. And when she came to Peru with me, she saw the book. She saw that would be very helpful for others to use this book as a guide or a way to prepare for a spiritual journey. And so she godmothered me onto this journey of becoming an author and a writer, to write this book.
Well, we're so glad that the both of you wrote this book. It's really amazing. It's got some great information in it. And it's interesting when a lot of people think about Peru, and what immediately comes to mind is the iconic and spiritual location of Machu Picchu. Can you tell us what Machu Picchu's purpose is and the spiritual meaning and why people feel so called to go there?
Well, that's a beautiful question because Machu Picchu is oh gosh, it is really the place where I have found the most deep connection with my own spiritual journey. And for me, it was memories, of past lives and recognizing that sanctuary. And right away on my first experience there, I was with a group of 50 Brazilians. I'm Brazilian. And first time I went to Peru, I was with these 50 people that study spirituality together. And our leader was one of the greatest channels that Brazil ever had. And while he was in Machu Picchu, he actually channeled an entity named Chuma. And she introduced herself to us saying that she was the highest priestess in Machu Picchu. And she was telling us that we would be hearing many different explanations of what is Machu Picchu, but obviously those explanations is being given by the Spanish or Hiram Bingham and their understanding. What I respectfully disagree because they don't understand anything about the ancient ways of the Andes people. And she actually said to us that Machu Picchu was a sacred university where chosen women mostly was being called to go to develop high levels of spirituality. And she even told us that when humanity is ready, we would discover a library that is hidden underground on the tunnels. And this library would be revealing the sacred of the past, the present, and the future. It's like she said, the science and the answers humanity is looking for is all there, but we need to be ready for that to be revealed. And I 100% believe that is truth. So Machu Picchu was a sacred university. And when we go there, everything there leads you to believe that. And also, Mariana, under the Andes Mountains, we have a very intense vibration. The Andes Mountains is a portal for the divine feminine race to enter the planet Earth. And 20 years ago, approximately, we had a shift from the Himalayas, that is the male antenna of the energy to come to the planet, to the Andes, because of what we know to be the serpent of light. The serpent of light, when operates under an area, activated that area, and that area becomes the source of spiritual and physical and mental, emotional awakening to humanity. And that's why when we look into the past thousands of years, we see that the great medicine that we have been using comes from that area, the Himalayas, because there's not only comes from one point, but a great area is intense vortex and energy. And so you can see that we are very much, many people practice yoga, meditation, Ayurveda, Chinese medicine, because everything comes from that area. But when the serpent of light shift her, she moved and end up under the Andes. And so all the temples, the sacred sites of the areas that is not only Peru, but Chile, Brazil, the Amazon of Brazil, all the natural healing herbs and all the food that is in Peru that we now recognize as very nutritional for us, like the quinoa, the camu camu, so much is coming out. And Machu Picchu being there and being already used in the past as a sacred university, the activation was incredible, because I started to guide groups there 32 years, and I saw the difference of the awakening when the serpent of light shift and it started to really bring the power of those vortexes and ley lines into a much higher note. So that's what I believe is the reason why people are being called to Machu Picchu, to experience and remember and reawakening their own, cellular memories and reconnected to their sacred ways of living.
Well, I'm so glad that you shared that, because I know a lot of times when we talk about the serpent of light, it's mostly related to humans, and Kundalini mystics talk about this. But to have it also relate to the planet, I thought was very interesting. I was really intrigued by that.
Yeah, absolutely. The serpent of light, it's it vibrating under that area. We will see in the next thousands of years how much will come from that area. Enlightened beings will be born in that area. We will discover a lot of medicine for the body in those areas, especially in the Amazon. And, we can even notice that out of the blue, these Quechua people, the Queros, that they are the last descendants of the Incas, they receive a message to come down the mountains and share with all of us what they have been kept very sacred and just between them from generation to generation. Why? It's because the moment is from that has been kept holy and sacred, now is feeding all of us in our spiritual reawakening, awareness, and the nutrition that comes from that area. So the serpent of light, it's a tremendous gift to humanity, and obvious is going to be teaching us much more that we know right now. I believe even the shifting that we are experiencing right now is coming from this awakening, because we need to purge a lot, right? And I think the purge is happening so we can really get into the phase of enlightenment, not necessarily an enlightenment outside of the body, but an enlightenment here present in this dimension.
I would love for you to share with our listeners the prophecy of the awakening of the children of the earth.
Yeah, and this prophecy is really, goes back into what we are talking about because they, the South America or the South energy has always been very connected to the heart and to the wisdom of the heart and leading their life through the feelings. And the heart is really the light that shade that brings them into everyday simplicity, very humble, but it's very sweet and it's very like a child. It's very pure. But they have not developed much of their mental understanding of many things, and I believe that was more the north. The north has been more focused in developing mental abilities. And so the prophecy was always saying that the condor, that is the animal that represents the Hananpacha or Nirvana, the high levels of consciousness in the south, would fly with the eagle, that is the that we have here, the medicine, the animal medicine that represent our deep connection to Wankantanka, the divine presence in also Nirvana. So when these two representations of the Hananpacha, that is the word of above, comes and fly together, is a sign that the children of the earth is reawakening. Well, the condor and the eagle have been flying together now for quite some time, and we have seen how much we all have been reawakening for the last, I would say, 20 years. I started my spiritual journey when I was 18, and my God, back then, if you could get a hold of a book or a lecture or something that would educated me into this journey, was not easy. My teachers was old ladies that was studying spirituality for years, but in a very kind of sacred society. And now, everyone have everything. What's available for us, no one is going to go hungry of information and experience it through different process and leaders that is facilitating our way to this reawakening. So we are really, really experiencing the heart wisdom is the result of the condor and the eagle flying together and the children embracing this reawakening everywhere. And of course, it's not about the north and the south, it's the children of the earth.
How empowering that is. I mean, to be in this age of the Great Awakening, it says a lot for what's happening on the planet.
Absolutely. It is. And even for me, there have been deeply practicing spirituality and meditation and connecting to my higher self and my spiritual guides. I still find myself sometimes challenged with where we are right now, but the trust that we must go through this hallway where the duality is so intensely being played, because right now that's what I feel we are facing. The light and the dark as one is being presented to us so we can make choices and understand, that everything has a gift, everything has a side. The light has the dark and the dark has the light, and how we can come into the level of oneness, because I believe that's where we are leading from. We are moving towards oneness. The duality has taught us so much, but I feel the children of the earth is choosing to move and go to this place where we will operate it from oneness, where respect and equality and cooperation is the way of living, instead of this or that, good or evil, or things that is bringing us into polarity all the time.
Yes, there's so much that we need to work on. And it's interesting because all that comes to the surface, and now's the time.
Absolutely. Now is the time. And more than ever, we need you. We need the shows that you bring, because what we need is we need to feed ourselves, our heart, our awareness, and keep together, keep close, reminding one another how it's important to be strong and not allow, the intensity of this moment to steal our peace, our convictions. And I believe that the soul is being fed through your work and so many others, and it's very necessary. For me, more than ever, we needed the medicine that you bring through this work and that so many others. So it's very important to stay together, to empower one another in this journey.
I know in your book you talk about how the people of the Andes view the world as interconnected, as part of an existence. And it's interesting to see it that way, because I think a lot of times people feel that they're so detached. And I love how they see all life as sacred.
Marianne, and now I believe the experience we are going through more than ever is really teaching everyone how we are connected. Because I don't know, at least in my lifetime, it's the first time that we all experience how we are being impacted globally. Something is happening to all of us. It's not a privilege of one area or one country, or it is something that we are all going through. Every one of us is taking different lessons from this experience, but it's something that showing us that we are one. We are in this tapestry. There is no such a thing as I and you. And there is an illusion of separation. And now, if we do not aim for the holiness to be established into the oneness, no one win. There is no winning for one area or one country. Or no, we must cooperate. We must come together into to evolving in the next level, where we're going to find healing, we're going to find peace, we're going to find the breakthrough of the experiences we are having right now. It is an initiation, and I believe that we are going to only see the light and the positive result of all of this if we get it, that separation is no longer a choice. That's my view of where we are. And I believe that's what I have learned from the Andes people. The Andes people teach that to us in every single ceremony, because in a ceremony, it's a portal. You sit in ceremony with this beautiful medicinal women and men, and you feel that they open a portal where everyone is invited. Everyone, and I consider that included the life everywhere in this dimension and in others. Everything is energy. And so they invited the sun, the moon, the stars, the animals, the people. We join on that power and that moment to celebrate or to pray together. So yeah, the oneness of all life everywhere.
I understand that ancient shamans hold the perspective that the universe is separated into three different levels of existence. And I'd love for you to share that with our listeners.
Yeah, that's a beautiful way that the Andes cosmology teaches that, it's at least in this dimension, how we perceive things. We look at the underground or the inner self, and they call that the ukupacha. The Quechua word for underground or inner self is ukupacha, is the what is below, and that level of consciousness is being guarded by the serpent, and the serpent, the snake, She is a great teacher. She teaches us how to shed the past, how to be in the present, how to let go, how to perceive life very close, how to focus, how to be mindful, how to be very present. So she brings those teachings to us as we are going in and reflecting into searching for answers that only our inner self can provide. And in this level of consciousness, the Kaipacha, the level of life, where everything we can perceive with our eyes is considered the level of Kaipacha. And Kaipacha, this beautiful animal that is the guardian of this dimension, is the puma. And the puma is a teacher that leads us into great medicine as far as walking with beauty on earth, respecting life everywhere. And the puma has a sense of justice and talking about balance in cooperation, being equal, but also is the one that observes. It do not act from just acting. It wait for the right moment to take the actions. It's a beautiful teacher in this portal of Kaipacha. And then we have Hananpacha, that is the consciousness of above, the wisdom that comes from heaven or nirvana, as you want to call. And that is the condor. And here in North America, we also refer to the eagle. So that is the energy that teaches how to really go high into consciousness, to connect it with our divine selves and look for that downloads of illumination, divine wisdom. So that's how they do everything. Even in the body, they don't have the system of the chakras, for example. When they work with our energy field, they also look at these 3 levels and how the animals are moving us, how these 3 guardians are moving us into the levels that we need or into the areas that we need inside of this consciousness level. And they also look into our journey on this lifetime. It's like we started from step by step, like the serpent, and then we started to run, and then we ascend. So everything is divided that way. And it's so much more than this. It's very rich, the journey of learning and understanding the Andes cosmology.
That is just so amazing. I love how that all comes together, and it just brings so much magic, from Peru. People can really connect with that. In your experience with all the trips that you've taken there with all the people, what type of, magic and medicine have some of the people experienced?
Well, a lot. And interesting is that most of I call my people, right? Most of my people tells that they say they describe their life as life before and after Peru, because Peru and I have guide people that are spiritual leaders. I have guide people that was just starting. So it's not there is no difference in how already in this practice of your spirituality you are to really experience the shifts and the transformation of such a sacred journey. Peru really, first of all, the natives, they are so devoted. They are so in love with Mother Earth. To them, they honor their mother, they gave their birth, but Mother Earth is first. She is really the one that provides life and food and nutrition, nourishment. So that she's very holy. So when you are there and you are with these very sweet people, expressing their tender love to Mother Earth, you can't help yourself but start to see and look at Mother Earth differently and develop your own intimate connection to her. So when you come home, everything shifts. You don't see Earth the same anymore. The Earth that you used to experience and related whatever you live now has a different vibration because our heart is connected differently. And another thing is that because we go through an initiation where the consciousness shift, the perception shift, we receive a lot of attunements during these journeys. And you know, frequency is everything. And when we receive these attunements, we shift within and in all levels. And the effect, it's not always overnight. It keep happening inside. It keep happening. And sometimes like you return to your everyday life and then you get that, oh my God, I am no longer happy in this job. I must change this, or this relationship is not the best for me, or the way I am relating to my body, whatever it is that is not serving, it started to be very evident, and people start to see with more clarity. And not only that, they have this deep power within to shift and say, no, it's time to, it's almost like this serpent guided them to look very close. And then the puma and the condor guided them into how you're going to bring the new ways to lead your life. So people go through all kinds of different experiences and shifts, and they transform their life. Their way, their relationship with the sacredness change, their relationship with rituals, because you know everything is a ritual. Taking a shower every day is a ritual, and you can use that moment to connect it with the holy waters and take the opportunity to purify yourself. For me, is a place to pray and be in touch with the holy sacred waters. And if you talk to a Native American, even brushing our hair is a ritual. You know, so living a life aware that we can create a sacred space in everything we do and how we do, when we are cooking, when we are cleaning our house, are little things that brings magic to everything we do in our everyday life. And I feel the Indian people live it that way. It's very simple, but very deep into their divine connection to everything they do. And we bring that home. It's being there for 10 days is like being in deep meditation for, I don't know, 10 years somewhere. Honestly, that's how I have perceived for me and for others. So and of course, that a lot of people now are being called because of this intense energy and this serpent of light. But also, there are people that cannot be there for whatever reason. And one of the reasons also for the book, Marianne, was that is that if this book can be a service, can be a way for them to, we have Linda and I have. Created meditations there, process that of course you have to read and find a way to maybe record and guide your own self, but have the awareness of different levels of conscious places you can travel within, and also the teachings of how the Andes people kept their way of living in a sacred way for all these years. The book can be your journey. If you cannot be there physically, you can be there spiritually. And you know, we know that there is no space or time, so why not? Why not? If you cannot be, of course, I if you can go because it is amazing. But if you can't, find a way to get there spiritually.
How encouraging that is to have, meditations and prompts that will allow people to travel, because I know right now people are still a little concerned about travel.
Yes, and I feel that perhaps we will still be a little while longer. And you know, and if this book comes to their hands, I would say use that now. Do your inner journeys. Go to Peru that way. Learn the ways, the tradition, and start to prepare yourself. Because if one day you physically go there, I have learned the spiritual journey is start right now with a preparation. To prepare for a spiritual journey changes everything, because we are not tourists. We are not going there. Yes, we have fun. We go to the market. We see the beautiful craft and the natives. We eat the local food and we listen to the music. Everything is enchanted. However, to really go through a inner shift, a spiritual journey, and take as much as you can and be able to not only receive that, but also process that, preparing prior is essential. And I hope the book can be that tool, one of the tools at least, for a person to prepare themselves for such a holy journey.
Well, I know in your book you have a whole section on preparing for the sacred journey to Peru, and it's so empowering. People can, go through that and learn a little bit more of how to prepare themselves if they're going to go there physically or even maybe spiritually. Vera, my goodness, you are just you have such great insight on this and know so much about Peru and their mysteries. Where can our listeners connect with you and be part of your community and learn more about your work?
Well, they can come to my website. It's spiritsoftheearth.com. It's spirits with S, spiritsoftheearth.com. That's the place where it's a simple website, but there is a lot of my past groups and pictures and videos and details of, descriptions of articles and different things. And so they can learn a little bit more about my work there in Peru and even other sacred sites that I lead sacred journeys. And they can connect it with me in Facebook, where I usually try to post the things that is very informative, that shares insights, educations, and awareness. And it's Vera Lopez, and it's easy to find me. So I have been quiet in Sedona for many years, and from here I also welcome people into the sacred sites of United States, but I also go into the holy sites of England. And so there is so much more in Egypt. So there is more than I have been guided by my spirit guides to explore and to offer as sacred journeys to people that are ready for those kinds of temples and teachings.
My goodness, such great resources there for people to, for the spiritual seekers that are looking to encourage their path there. Vera, thank you so much for taking the time to be on the show with us here today.
Well, thank you very much for having me. And I absolutely feel the energy. I have been a listener for many years of your show, and I absolutely love that you keep the heart in this communication. Thank you very much, Marianne.
Oh my goodness. Well, thank you so much, Vera. It has been such an honor to spend this time with you and to talk about your new book, Shamanic Mysteries of Peru. Shamanic Mysteries of Peru is available at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and all indie retailers. And again, if you don't see it on the shelf, ask for them to order it. And of course, it's available on Kindle. Make sure to reach out to Vera and see about scheduling a spiritual journey to one of these sacred sites. Again, if you'd like to connect with Vera, her website is spiritsoftheearth.com. Well, we're at the end of our time today. I would like to thank everyone for tuning in. You're listening to Moments with Marianne. And remember, make every moment count.
In a single moment, your life can change. Moments with Marianne is a transformative hour that covers an endless array of topics with the best of the best. Her guests are leaders in their fields, ranging from inspirational authors, top industry leaders, and business and spiritual entrepreneurs. Each guest is gifted and a true visionary, a recognized leader in her own work, and while teaching others to develop, refocus, and grow, Marianne will bring the best guest and sometimes a special surprise. Don't miss this. You never know just which moment will change your life forever. Moments with Marianne airs every Sunday, Monday, Thursday, and Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern and 5 p.m. Pacific Time. Make sure to tune in and visit momentswithmarianne.com for more information.